Recently, the Obama administration has been describing to reporters what their foreign policy objective is. Well, are you interventionist or are you not interventionist? You got out of Iraq, but now you did a bombing in Iraq. You did bombing in Libya, but you didn't do ground troops. And you didn't send any aid to the rebel fighters in Syria. By the way, some of those rebel fighters turned out to be the Islamic State. So they explained it in this, I don't know if you want to call it pithy or not so pithy way. The West Wing's explanation of their foreign policy was, don't do stupid shit. I think that's somewhat fair. I would like a slightly better formulation of that thought, but I get it. It depends on the situation. Now, what they could have said is, our foreign policy is contextual, which is actually smart. It depends. What's our mission? Who are the players on the ground? Are they rebels we can support, or are they rebels we can't support? It's contextual. Don't do stupid shit. Makes sense to me. Right. And an anonymous senior advisor explained that they're interventionists and internationalists, but not isolationist or unilateral. Again, it depends on the context. Now, the reason you're seeing Hillary Clinton in all those pictures is because she decided to chime in on this and criticize the Obama administration. Nothing like circular firing squads. Lovely. Okay, so she says, great nations need organizing principles, and don't do stupid stuff is not an organizing principle. Interesting. So she's now criticizing the Obama administration. Well, she was the head of the State Department there, obviously, but she's outside of it now, and she wants to distance herself from the Obama administration by saying, that wasn't me. I would have gone into Syria. I would have been more interventionist. I would have been more conservative. The Obama people, they should listen to me more. Then she went on to say, this commander-in-chief has no strategy. He has no vision. Oh, I'm sorry, that sounds incredibly similar to the quote I just read, but that's actually Lindsey Graham, a Republican of South Carolina, who said that. Can you really tell the difference? Jesus, go back to graphic 27. Great nations need organizing principles, and don't do stupid stuff is not an organizing principle. Kind of sounds like no strategy, no vision. Don't worry, we've got more of that where that came from. Now, Hillary Clinton, according to The Atlantic, did soften it a bit. She said she softened the blow by noting that Obama was trying to communicate to the American people that he's not going to do something crazy. But she repeatedly suggested that the U.S. sometimes appears to be withdrawing from the world stage. That is Republican talking point 101. In fact, it's a neocon talking point. She went on to say, the failure to help build up a credible fighting force of the people who were the originators of the protests against Assad, there were Islamists, there were secularists, there was everything in the middle. The failure to do that left a big vacuum which the jihadists have now filled. Another neocon talking point 101. We withdrew from the world stage. In other words, we should have been fighting all the wars. We should have been in the middle of Iraq. We should have been in the middle of Syria. We should have been in the middle of everything. So the defense contractors got more and more contracts, and we invaded more and more countries and made more and more enemies. That's the right way to go. Who cares what the American people think? They don't want to go back into Iraq. They never wanted to go into Syria, but we don't give a damn. The answer is more war. Didn't Hillary Clinton try this strategy before? How'd that work out in 2008? I can't believe she's going back to this path. According to The Hill, Boehner charged that the White House has been disengaged from the crisis in Iraq, despite warnings from the Iraqi leaders, Congress, and even members of its own administration. I include that quote because perfect. Now the Republicans say, even Hillary Clinton says he shouldn't have withdrawn from the world stage, and he had no organized plan for what his foreign policy is. You see that? Even Hillary Clinton agrees with us Republicans and neoconservatives. Obama should have done more bombings, more war, more ground troops, more invasions. See, we were right and he was wrong. Thank you so much, Hillary. We really appreciate that. What's really ironic is if you criticize Hillary Clinton, then other Democrats will come in and go, how dare you criticize another Democrat? You can't do that. If you ever have any criticism of Democrats, you should shut the fuck up. I wonder if they give that same advice to Hillary Clinton. One to grow on.